Today, first of all, thank you so much for this opportunity to speak at the at this webinar and to be one of the hosts of today's webinar. African market is really important for us, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about the role of modern terminal operating systems in optimizing port-centric logistics, and we'll quickly see how it can be done in some of the African ports. Okay, first a few words about the global trends and concerns, just to start the discussion. So everybody knows one of the modern trends at this moment is the usage of new technology, both in logistics and in IT, in the use of technology by both operators and cargo forwarders and all the other players of the market. The ships are getting bigger, so the demand for optimizing the operations with stowage planning, for example, for the ships is getting more and more important. The issue of last mile delivery is still there, and we know that the costs to deliver the cargo, to the door is increasing. Plus, of course, one of the global trends, especially now in the time of the pandemic, is the so-called e-commerce click and buy trends, which is rocketing at the moment, as we know. The growing stream of different types of goods related to that. And of course, the trend of setting up inland facilities, inland ports, and the ICDs near the main ports. Okay, and of course, all these needs to link distribution points with dedicated cargo ports and airports, which is quite a big issue. So this is how it's done. So we can make a conclusion that the port-centric logistics is trending upwards, because to solve all these issues that and to ideate all those trends, you need a specific structure, a specific configuration of the ports infrastructure. On the other hand, there are problems. There are so-called hinterland issues. We all remember the famous road from the capital of Cameroon to Douala, with massive traffic jams, car crashes, and so on. So we know that there is a problem with lack of interconnectivity across hinterland in Africa. Which leads us to excessive congestion and pollution resulting from idling trucks outside the port gates. So, which all leads to very long truck turnaround times in ports. On the other hand, there is a lot of development is that the ports are being concessioned to the terminal private operators. The new generation ports are booming and growing. One of the examples of those ports is here, and this is our client, Sogester, who will be also speaking today. And thank you very much for joining. So the latest development is that and we have lots of positive trends. However, the competition between the terminal increases, so the new ports and are building the infrastructure to increase their competitiveness. So, and of course, operators develop warehouse infrastructure inside ports, which makes, again, brings us to the trend of port-centric logistics, which is in demand at the moment. So what kind of technology is needed to manage all these? First of all, you need a single system to be able to, ideally, yes, to support all types of cargo in one system: containers, break bulk, warehouse, inventory, livestock, RoRo, everything. So, and having said that, you also terminals inside the network. So both seaside and inland and hinterland terminals, which are interconnected. You all need to manage this in a single system to avoid any issues. So what does it take to manage the port, and what kind of processes do we need to optimize? It's not a secret that we all need to optimize the yard operations, and this is the major thing, but it's not the only one at this particular moment, because with the port-centric logistic approach, you need to manage a lot of things and a lot of processes in one. And it's not only yard optimization, it's also optimization of multiple yards, being said containers, break bulk yard, RoRo yard, warehouses, inside everything. Okay, this is one thing. Then you need to optimize the operations at the berth. So berth planning, container vessel stowage planning, optimization, cargo, general cargo stowage planning, everything must be automated. Other very important segment is the gate. Okay, automated gates to improve truck turnaround times, and so on and so on. We mentioned railroad stowage planning and scheduling of block trains, for example. Block train management is also getting more and more important in many countries, and Africa is not, and African countries, especially West Africa, is not an exception at all. Okay, bring out the optimization things such as housekeeping optimization, and you get a very powerful set of tools. Okay, one of the essential TOS tools to manage PLC is the so-called dynamic stacking, an algorithm enabling you to automate the process of stacking containers automatically in the yard. So the system will tell you exactly where to stack the containers, taking into account many different parameters. Another one is intellectual queue of truck drivers. This brings us to the gate management. Okay, so to increase truck turnaround time and reduce it by 50%, Solvo offers a solution inside the TOS suite, which is called intellectual queue of truck drivers, which allows you to quickly sort the queue and reduce the number of traffic jams in front of the gates using self-service kiosks, OCR cameras, and so on. Automated vessel stowage planning, which we already mentioned before, and this is very important. But it is also important to use the same tool to manage not only containers, something that we are already used for, but also general cargo and even project cargo and RoRo. And this is something that is usually many vendors of TOS are lacking at the moment. And this is our patent pending technology that we are offering to many ports, and that really is one of the cutting edge technology at this particular moment. We know we have some statistics, and statistics shows you that shows the drastic time reduction thanks to the implementation of this model from 6 hours to 15 minutes in planning compared to the manual planning process. Another one is TOS-guided trolley operation. So the trolley people are equipped with the touchscreen mobile devices, allowing you to get the jobs from the system automatically, to respond, and to increase the overall time of inspecting the container in hours. This is the set of other features that are really important for bigger terminals and the terminals combined into networks. And this includes the management of ECDs, the management of CFS, container freight station, reefer zone management, and so on and so forth. The last but not the least is the WMS. The WMS is the part of our comprehensive suite of solutions. This is so-called Solvo supply chain execution suite, which includes not only TOS or automatic gate management solution, but also a comprehensive warehouse management, a state-of-the-art WMS installed in more than 300 sites all over the world, is also the part of this solution. And thanks to our thanks to the integration bus that we use, all these solutions are seamlessly integrated between each other and allowing you to integrate with all the other, all the major third-party software, ERP, financial software, and so on that you might be using. Okay. Of course, the solution supports Edifact, and not only EDI format, but all the other formats such as XML and XLS, which is really, really important for many African ports at this particular moment. We are the ones developing these standards, being the members of SMDG organization. Now, this is a very brief introduction of what can be done for the PCL. Now, a few facts about Solvo. We are one of the leading global providers of TOS technology and technology for logistics storage. We have been there on the market for 25 years already, headquartered in St. Petersburg, and have extensive network of all over the world. Our major drivers of revenue growth is our TOS system, our WMS, systems integration and networking, consultancy services, and areas. We're working extensively worldwide. Now we are focusing on the Africa region quite extensively. We are now finishing the implementation of our comprehensive TOS suite in Angola, and thanks to our partners and clients, we will be well. Today's session will feature the speech about this implementation from Mr. Franz. These are some of the bigger names of customers that we are collaborating with and we're working with all over the world, starting from APM, TMC, MSC, and Deep World, and so on. Gradually getting to the implementation. This year's implementation of our TOS for Sogester, a huge terminal operator in Angola. They had a very ambitious aim to help connect all the systems and terminals and interports through a single system. And today you will find out what was the result of that. So thank you so much for your attention. Should you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Once again, this is the illustration of our integrated supply chain execution platform, the new version of which we introduced this year. And we hope that this is one of the biggest tools helping the port-centric logistics in many regions of the world. Thank you so much for your attention.